Hey guys, how you doing? Eric at SoCal Cigars. So, like I've said in other videos, if you guys want me to cover a topic, I will do it. So, as you know, if you've watched my recent videos, I just got back from a trip to Missouri where I spent a lot of time with my cousins on their farm. Had a blast, and a lot of things come up while we're sitting around smoking cigars. And my cousin Jacob had actually asked if I've ever thought about doing things like on the lines of maybe like your favorite cigar when you're fishing, or you know outdoor related hunting, things like that, because that's, in the Midwest it's a lot more common than maybe here in California, or especially in Southern California. We don't really, there's people that do hunt and fish here, but I would say not at the scale typically that you would see in other states. So for example, when we go to Missouri to visit every year, it's a staple that we go fishing. I'm looking to go back in November to go hunting. So it totally made sense. I'm like, yeah, that would definitely be something that people would want to know about. And what was funny is I was kind of thinking about what would be your favorite cigar fishing. It kind of, I don't know, to me fell in that same realm of it would probably be your favorite cigar in general. But then I started thinking a little deeper on it. I'm like, well, I've heard a lot of rumor of things like mosquitoes and bugs, flying insects being deterred by cigar smoke or even cigarette smoke. And so I looked into that, and I've actually tried that myself. So I'm going to go into that as well. But the first thing I wanted to cover, I think, was what's going to be a little more simple of a topic, is going to be the hunting aspect. So, and that's not what he brought up. He brought up fishing, but I kind of am throwing fishing and hunting in the same group here, in a way. And I will argue that when it comes to hunting, I think cigar smoking is kind of out. If you've ever hunted, or you see the great lengths that people go to hide your scent, and to be stealthy and to be quiet, and to do everything you can to reduce your presence. I can't imagine that smoking a cigar, a pipe, a cigarette, anything like that would be a good idea. I think that with the heightened sense of the animals that you might be trying to hunt, especially when it comes to deer season, let's say for example, when there's a lot of hunters out there, the deer get even more on edge than usual because now there's so much activity going on that they're really, really hypersensitive to anything going on. And so I would think that no matter how far away you are, when the wind can change and carry that smoke anywhere near that animal, it's going to be spooked and it's out. And the other thing I thought about with the hunting aspect is that a lot of people. I cough all the time anyway because I have really bad sinuses. But when I smoke cigars, I probably cough more. So I can also see that being a problem. That when you're trying to be really stealthy and quiet, you don't want to start coughing. So, and especially like for example, where we would hunt in Missouri, you're not taking more than like 75 to maybe 100-yard shots. So it's not like you're hunting 500 yards out where you can think, okay, well maybe the smoke won't make it to them. I think the smoke's still a problem, and I think especially when you're hunting in certain areas where you don't get that greater distance, you're not really long range hunting. I think that would be a problem. So I would say for hunting, in my opinion, cigars are out. Fishing though, different story. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to smoke a little guy. This is a Drew Estate, shocker. It is the Kentucky. It's hard to see; they're so reflective. The Kentucky Fire Cured little cigars they have. So they have they have different sizes of this, but this is like a little tiny guy that I got. And I thought this would be sort of appropriate because one, it's small, and two, if you've ever had one of these, they're very smoky. Literally, this thing almost tastes like you're near a campfire. Could be a real turn off to some people. Some people like them. To me, I'm in the middle on it. I think they're okay. I don't think they're fantastic. I think the Swamp Thing, where they wrapped it in some candela, actually toned it down, and they also make this version in a sweet version. So you get that smoke taste, but it is cut with some sweet too. So anyway, if I were going to smoke while fishing, I might even use something like this that I know has a little more robust smell and taste, like that campfire vibe. So that might be a way to go, but let's get into it. Let's light this thing first, shall we? Oh yeah, I mean, if you know what this almost smells like, and it can be really. I know this can be a turn off to people. This cigar is not for everyone. It almost smells like a mixture of campfire and, like, if you've ever made beef jerky and you use that liquid smoke you pour into it, it almost smells like liquid smoke. It's really strong, and I'm surprised these made it through the the testing. Anyway, let's go ahead and cut this little bad boy. See if I can get just that little. Okay, just like usual, got the little end off, right? And actually what I'm going to do today, I also got a new XR lighter. It's for my pipes, but I'm going to try it for this too. It's a soft flame. So maybe I'll review this sometime. But so here's a soft flame, because we're always so used to seeing a torch to light your cigars. You know, so you can still toast the foot, right? So I'll tell you right off the bat, it doesn't taste as strong as it smells, because if you smell one of these, I'm telling you, you'd be like, wow, that's pungent. It doesn't taste as strong as it smells, but it's a little rough around the edges. Let's just say if you are not an infused or flavored cigar smoker, my thought that you would like this are small. I don't think it's something you would really like. If you're like a traditional, regular, like, tobacco connoisseur. So, interesting. So here's the thing. So I had heard rumor of that you could smoke a cigar while fishing and keep some of the bugs away. Because I know that is common when you're fishing, depending on what time of year it is. You can have especially mosquitoes and stuff flying around, and you're doing this constantly and smacking and getting them off you, and it's a nightmare. And so when I'm fishing, it's typically in Missouri, it's typically in the hot weather. We've had issues with bugs here and there, but not so bad. But I did test the theory of, does that really work? Will cigar smoke get rid of, like, mosquitoes, for example, when you're fishing? And to me, it was a resounding no. It was a fail. And just because I had that experience doesn't mean it's not the case. So I actually did look online too, and especially in other countries, that they have really big issues with mosquitoes. I mean, if you look it up, mosquitoes is like one of the deadliest things on the planet, because of the amount of disease spread by mosquitoes, like especially like malaria. So technically, mosquitoes kill more people on this planet than almost anything else, because of the amount of them and the amount that they spread disease. And so, like, you know, countries like Africa, places like that, they have real problems with this. I mean, if you ever fly over places like that, you know, you're getting inoculated for all sorts of stuff because of that. So they even did studies to see if there was some correlation between smoke and a reduced occurrence of, like, malaria transmitted through mosquitoes. And what they found was several things. One is they did determine mosquitoes do have, like, an olfactory sense. In other words, they do smell things, and they instinctively don't like smoke, because in the insect world, smoke is associated with fire, and I guess instinctively they know that fire for them is instant death. So it is the case that mosquitoes will try to get away from smoke, but the problem is you can't produce enough smoke to make it viable when you're smoking a cigar. It would have to be an ungodly amount of smoke. You would have to be enveloped in smoke. The only thing that really seems to be more efficient than just smoke in general is something like the citronella, or a chemical that literally repels insects. So if you notice, even when I'm just sitting here, think about how much smoke there really. If I'm fishing and I've got mosquitoes buzzing around my head, and I do this, okay, what did you count to one? And 1.5 seconds, and it's already away from my head. And it only protected my head. It's not getting to the back of my head, my neck, my arms, right? Even my legs. So anywhere that I would be typically getting bit by mosquitoes while I'm out fishing, at best, I'm going to protect my face for a couple seconds. And so there just isn't the volume of smoke that you would need to make it viable to use it in that fashion to get rid of bugs. So, and I'll tell you another thing, and I have a real problem with this for just personally. I have friends of mine who can fish, who can sit on a tractor or a riding lawnmower and mow grass for hours at a time. Or let's say, for example, even sitting on a Harley when we go on a ride. I've got a bunch of the guys that I ride with. They literally ride with a cigar in their mouth while they're riding their bike. Okay, I don't know how the hell they do it. Because for me, first of all, just sitting here right now, it's going down my throat, it's going in my face, it's going in my eyes. I tried several times because I thought, that'd be cool if I could have a cigar while I'm riding my Harley. Man, that's two things at once, man. How cool is that? I'm getting the relaxation of a cigar and the relaxation of my bike. What I found was it made everything worse. If I'm going fast enough, cherries, ashes, and sparks are flying all over the place. I'm worried about my, bike getting holes in the leather. I've got smoke going in my face, going down my throat. It's going in my eyes. Every time I stop, if I want to put it in my hand, then I'm having to juggle the clutch and the throttle. Like I said, I don't know how my friends do it. And some of them do it religiously. Every time they're on the bike, they've got a cigar in their mouth. I just, for some reason, can't do it. So every time I've tried to just hold a cigar in my mouth to do something else, like with my hands, even just sitting here like this, okay, it's going right at my nose, right into my eyes, and it's going down my throat. I can't stand that. When I smoke my cigar, I want to be able to hit it and then remove it. Because I don't want, even though I like to smoke cigars and I like the flavor, it doesn't mean that I like it going right in my face so harshly. So that's one of the other things I found with fishing. So if I'm fishing and I'm, if you've ever fished, you're using two hands, So I'm going to have to put it in my mouth. Okay, I'm going to have to cast, right? And I'm going to have to reel. And see, already just by just emulating that for 2 seconds, I'm already breathing it in, and it's going up my nose, and it's going into my eyes. So I would say this. If you're the type of person that can see, okay, here's a great example. There's a couple flies buzzing around out here, which is odd. We normally don't have flies around. But so far, I'm sitting here smoking a cigar, and I've had that fly. If you've seen me do this, I've done this a couple times now. It's because a fly has landed on my head twice while I'm smoking a cigar. So I guess the fly has already telling you what I think about this whole gig. That is not keeping that fly away from me. So, and like I said, I did literally do this myself. I tried it. I tried to smoke a cigar while I was fishing one time in Missouri, and I finally abandoned it because it was driving me nuts. It was not keeping bugs away from me whatsoever. So to me, it was a big fail. So I would say it is if you're the type that can smoke a cigar in your mouth while your hands are doing something else, and you just want to do it for the relaxation purposes of it, go for it. I would say, is it really helping you keep bugs away? I highly doubt it. I don't think there's the volume of smoke that you would need. It would have to be a consistent amount of smoke and a large volume. And I don't think you're going to be able to produce that enough off a cigar or a cigarette or a pipe or anything. And I know for me, I can't do, I need to be able to pay attention to what I'm doing. And when this thing's in my mouth and there's stuff going in my face, I can't. I start losing my ability to pay attention to what I'm doing. And I start fidgeting with this. And then all I'm thinking about is getting this thing out of my mouth. And I'm thinking about, if I have this in my mouth and I catch a fish, okay, now I have to keep both hands occupied. I can't just stop every couple seconds and pull this out of my mouth. I'm now stuck with it. So I'm going to probably end up turning my head and spitting this thing out so I can catch the damn fish. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting topic. I thought it was, when it comes down to just the idea of what's your favorite cigar while you are fishing, I would argue it's going to be whatever cigar you like. I would say if you're looking to smoke a cigar to keep bugs away, I don't think that works. I I would also be cognizant because, you know, some places I've fished, you know, you're 2 feet from the person next to you. You know, most of us that do smoke cigars, we're not looking to piss everybody off around us. We know that not everyone likes cigars like we do, so I would be cognizant of who's around you, especially if there's little kids and stuff. I wouldn't want to smoke around little kids that are fishing. And I think that the points I made about hunting, I think that's pretty conclusive, that it's kind of a waste to try to do that while you're hunting. It's not going to do anything but cause potential issues. So anyway, that's kind of what I think. And it's ironic. There's almost never bugs out here, and there's bugs landing on me left and right while I'm making a video about, will this keep bugs away? And literally I have a bug landing on my head and on my arm. That's why I keep doing this, because there's a bug landing on me. So if that doesn't, I couldn't have probably timed it better or planned it better than that. Literally barely ever have bugs out here, and now they're all over me, and I'm smoking a freaking cigar. So this is clearly doing absolutely nothing for me. And I've actually done that. I've literally blown cigar smoke at bugs before while they're flying around me. Like when I was fishing, I tried it, and they didn't do anything. They still just, if anything, it's like when you wave a bug away, and it's back 2 seconds later. So you pretty much could blow smoke at the bug, and it's just gonna be back 2 seconds later. It's not, like I said, it's not gonna ever be enough volume to keep anything away. So anyway, that's the deal. I hope this answers the question my cousin had. And expanding on it, again, clearly not working. So how funny is this? Couldn't have planned it better. It's like I hired the bug, said, hey, if you could be here at this time, I need to make a video, right? So that's about what it seems like happened. So I think it's pretty clear. Doesn't work. I'd say if you just want to smoke a cigar because you dig it anyway, go for it. If you can hold it in your mouth and do other things at the same time and it doesn't bother you, more power to you. I can't seem to be able to do that. But I would say if you're trying to do it for the smoke, keeping the bugs away, waste of time. I think if you're going to try to do it while you're hunting, I think that's a big no-no when it comes to scents. I think it's going to alert the animal, and I think it's going to be defeating the purpose of what you're trying to do when you're out there. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Kind of interesting topic. I thought it was an interesting question, so I was glad to do it. Anyway, Eric at SoCal Cigars, have a fantastic day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.